Hi, hello. I'm here. I'm doing stuff. Again. Yep. I have the time. Hooray! Or at least, I think I have the time. Alright, let us turn this music way, way down. There we go. Much better. Alright, so I'm back. Hope everybody can hear me. Hope everybody who's listening is having a great day so far. And we're gonna paint some minis. That's what we're gonna do. This was the last miniature I painted before I went on this incredibly long hiatus. So I noticed that I didn't paint this foot. You can't even see it. But I noticed that I didn't paint it. So I'm gonna paint it. So you may be asking yourself, hey, Mr. Wizard, where you been? Okay, so that is a story, but not really. So the last stream that I did, I made the announcement. Oh, good Lord, my paper towel is stuck to my thing. Here we go. I made an announcement the last stream that I did, which was, well, like 2 months ago. I made an announcement that I got a job, which was true. I did get a job. I had it for 2 weeks. And then they fired me. Now you might ask yourself, why the hell did they fire you? Well, I was told that the reason that they fired me is because I looked too sleepy at meetings. They said, you look too sleepy. You look like you're about to fall asleep. I wasn't falling asleep. I was just, you know, I'm a father. Yeah, right? I'm a father with a toddler. And I don't get a ton of sleep at night. So I look very tired. That's one thing that I don't have going for me. That's just my face. I mean, if you look at me right now, I look tired. But the other thing is that, you know, when I'm trying to focus, I tend to close my eyes. And I have ADHD. But I don't take any medication for it. So I tend to zone out when something that's not actively engaging me is going on. And yeah, that's what was happening. So yeah, they fired me. But they fired me a week before my daughter was supposed to be born. She is born now. My wife is here. She's taking care of her at the moment. And I think that was the real reason they fired me. It's because they didn't want to pay for my paternity leave or whatever. Because I didn't tell them that I was going to have a kid when I did the job interview. But I shouldn't have to. But I didn't figure that they wanted to pay for that, and I don't know. It's a really weird reason to fire someone, right? But especially since I was only there for 2 weeks and I didn't have any opportunity to really, like, you know, improve upon that. So, but whatever. I'm not upset or bitter. Maybe a little bit, but not really. I just think it's kind of silly that they went through all the trouble of hiring me and training me for 2 weeks just to fire me after 2 weeks because I supposedly looked too sleepy at meetings. So, go figure, right? Yeah, full-time gamer. Here we come. Well, you know, I need more people to subscribe to the channel and to spread the word about my shit. So, if I want to be full-time gamer or full-time painter, full-time hobby man, it's got to be worth my while. I got 2 kids to feed now. That was the other reason why I took so much time off, is because my daughter was born on November 14th. And I've been helping take care of her since. So that's what I've been doing. And that I don't mind so much at all. Because, you know. Yeah. I'll yell at Travis gives me shout outs all the time. I can't fault the man for that. He literally like shouted me out on his 100th dice rolling episode. So I mean, you know, it's just I have to be more consistent with my content, I think, and actually do some stuff every now and then. The children is good. The newest one is getting used to being alive, which we all have to do. Crazily enough. All right, we'll start on this other one while I'm waiting for those paints to dry, because it's a little the air's a little dry, so or wet or whatever. It's a little humid in here, so it's gonna dry a little bit less quick. But yeah, she's good. She's born healthy and everything, so can't really complain. Cute as a button. The toddler is toddling. He's doing his thing. He's absolutely crazy, but you know, as are all toddlers. So I can't really blame him for that either. He loves his baby sister. He's absolutely obsessed with her. First thing he asks every morning when he wakes up is if he can go see her. Which is adorable. So, I was painting the Witch Lord, but now I'm painting the base Chaos Sorcerer from HeroQuest. So he is next. Which he always kind of confuses me because he's got this Skullman face, but then like his arms are like regular human arms. Could be a mask or something, but I'm choosing to believe that he is just kind of like a Skeletor situation. I actually haven't painted at all for these past 2 months because I've been so busy with everything else because my daughter was born, and then the week after that was Thanksgiving, and I had a ton of in-laws in town. And they all were staying with or near me. I had my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and my sister-in-law all hanging out here, which was great for the kiddos and me to have some social interaction, but it was not great for my hobby schedule, which has suffered somewhat. Oh yeah? How was your Thanksgiving? Zonated? What'd you do? just base coating for all of these skin / bone parts. Yep. Ah. Great. Just family drama. And that's always the danger that the holidays bring. I hope your roll doesn't get lost in the mail either. If it does, I'm sure Travis will make you another one. Alrighty. Interesting. You know, I've noticed something, particularly with UPS for us. I'm adding the next level of layer of color onto this. This will only have the 2, so I'm not going any farther than that. But I've noticed with the with UPS in our neighborhood, at least. Ancient forest. That stuff keeps getting delivered to the wrong address. And I think one of the reasons is that around the holidays, they hire a lot of like seasonal workers and seasonal help or whatever. I'm using Dragon Fang. These are the 2 colors that we're using for our next thing. They hire a lot of seasonal workers around the holidays, I think. And I think that really does contribute to a lot of packages being misdelivered, because they're not usually like working these routes or whatever. And I think that causes some issues, but I don't know. That's just me guessing. Because we've had a lot of packages that were supposed to be delivered to our house that were delivered to our neighbors or farther down the street. And I think it's because GPS sometimes sends people to the wrong place on our street. Yeah, USPS is just as bad. So, I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me. Alright. So the Witch Lord's done. I finished that foot. That's all I'm doing to it, because it's kind of in shadow anyway, but I just wanted to give it a suggestion of color. Now we're gonna go ahead and continue on with our Chaos Sorcerer here, or Dread Sorcerer as he's called in the Re version. So we'll get these bony boys highlighted. I like how these guys have like this kind of like a screaming skull face. Trying to keep from blowing out the shadows, which is a problem I have a lot. Yeah, I hope I get it too, because mail has been not reliable, but yeah, international shipping is absolutely insane nowadays. I was looking at some minis that I wanted to buy on eBay, and international shipping rates are ridiculous. It's like pretty much you're paying twice what you would pay for whatever it is you're paying for in order to get it shipped from like even like the UK, and you have to pay like duties and import fees before you even buy the thing that you, or before they even ship it. Gotta love this country. Getting some bony boy hands done. Okay. That's our first layer of bone. Done, I believe. Hopefully this comes out alright. I'm a little rusty, I think, but muscle memory kind of takes over when you haven't done anything. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's ridiculous, donated. That's a lot of DoorDash orders. Are you still doing DoorDash? Or I don't. What do you do? If you don't mind. I know you were doing DoorDash, but I don't know if you still are. Skeleton Legion is our next step. And we're gonna follow it up with some vampire friends. Oh. Hey, if you don't love the ads on it, you can always subscribe to the channel. Did you know if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to one channel and for no additional cost? Or you can just subscribe to the channel, support me. Tell me that, help me prove to my wife that I can do content creation full time. It's gonna be my spiel from now on. Every time somebody subscribes to the channel, hey, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for helping me prove to my wife that I can do content creation full time. Because I honestly would love to do that. I'd love to do this full time. It's just a matter of cost. Because I got kids, man. Gotta make sure that they're fed, clothed, and housed. It shouldn't be on her to do it all. Getting this bone flesh colored. That's what I'm calling it, because pretty much what it is. There we go. Looking pretty good so far. All right. Now on to our final highlight of bone, which is, of course, as I showed earlier, is going to be Vampire Fang. Whoop, there it is. And we are not going to add too much of this. We're just going to highlight the extremities. Shoop. Gonna bring out the ocular passages there. Ocular passages? His eyes. Come. Today's Monday, yeah? I feel like all my days kind of blend together since I've been at home. Which is it's a symptom of you know, having a newborn in addition to having no job. You kind of just get into a mode where it's like, you know, oh, What day is it? I don't... Tuesday? Thursday? No, it's Monday. Yeah. I'm looking at this guy, and I don't see anywhere that I really want to put brown. So I have brown on my palette because I was using it for the Witch Lord. But I don't think that I want to put anything on him because I want this guy to kind of be a... So we have this, so this guy and the Witch Lord, I want them to be significantly different from one another. So I don't want to use the same colors. I don't want to use purple and yellow. I think for this guy, I'm going to go with a green. So I want to do like a kind of a, maybe like a Nurgly type thing, if you know what I'm talking about there. So like sort of a dark, like not a sickly green, but like a earthy green. Let's see, what do we got here? And similarly, I want to do his like metal effects, which you kind of can see on there in bronze. So he's got his little crown here, and he's got his like his necklace and like all that stuff going on brown. And I have another Chaos Sorcerer. This one's a lady, and I want to do her in sort of like a blue and gold kind of dealio for like more of a Zinchi feel. Okay, so we'll use... I think this will be a good starting point. We'll use emerald green as our base. Sort of a dark, almost foresty green. And that's going to make up his robe. So you might ask yourself, why did you start with the skin if you haven't colored the robe yet? Well, this is one of those things that I kind of picked up on the internet over the course of like all the years that I've been painting, which is a lot. As that you want to paint from the inside out, which meaning like all these the skin first, and then anything like the layers over it. So like this little jacket here on the inside, I probably should have done that first. But there's more of this robe here. And I could just go back and like kind of... I could go back and kind of mess with it there. Which is what we'll do. Yeah, I like this green. This will do. I still need to figure out what to paint that inside robe. Because I know I want the robes to be green. The inside robes, maybe I could do them in sort of a brown. Maybe I could do them brown. I have brown on my palette already. Might as well use it. So I want to start streaming pretty regularly again. Because I need to do something besides just apply for jobs endlessly. Which is what I've been currently doing. It's just apply for jobs, take care of kids. Apply for jobs, take care of kids. And I know whatever job I get or don't get, I'm gonna, you know, it's not gonna fulfill me in the same way that like creating my own content and doing my own thing will. But you know, you gotta make money, right? But I need to find a way to make space for both things. So, hopefully that happens. A lot of robe. A lot of robe. I can't tell. I don't know, chat. What do you think? This little bit right here. Is that part of the robe? Or is that part of the staff, like a chain or something? It looks like part of the robe, like his like sleeve is like torn or something. I'm gonna say it's part of the robe. All right. Yeah, I really like that color of green. It's very, very nice. We're gonna go with like a little emeraldy green, I think. Okay. Yep, I like that. Okay. Let me look at something real quick. Aha. I have a little bit of a step down from this that I probably should have used first. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna paint in those shadows ourselves. It's a wyvern green. That's the color. Thank you, Irish. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I'm just adding these. I'm painting in the shadows to add a little bit more definition because I realized how bright this color was after I put it on. And the paint's still wet, so I can kind of blend the two together. He's not specifically a necromancer. He could be. It is a dread sorcerer is what they're called in HeroQuest. But I do love the green on it, yeah. He could be a necromancer. You could definitely use him as a necromancer in any other game. Okay. No, that's okay. You don't have only people who play HeroQuest know what this guy is. Specifically, only people who play the new version of HeroQuest know what this guy is. Nobody needs to know. It's just like I just know because I have the game. But he could definitely be a necromancer in like if you wanted to use him in like a D&D campaign as a mini, which I'm sure somebody would. I would if I was running a D&D campaign with miniatures. And I wanted a necromancer mini, I would definitely use this guy. I have been loving the Mighty Nein series. I keep wanting there to be more, and then I realize it doesn't release until Wednesdays, and I'm like, really? Like, really? I have to wait until Wednesday? It's just, it's agony, honestly, but I've been loving it so far. We are going to do some blending. Yeah, I'm wondering where they're going to leave off for Season 1, too. Because, I wonder if they're just going to leave off with them finding the beacon. That might be a good place for Season 1 to end. But I don't know. Alright, so we're blending... Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Ethereal green with our emerald green for our first round of highlights. Because it would kind of make sense that that's where they leave off. For like, you know, oh, we end the season with, oh, we found the Luxem beacon. At least that's how the campaign went. We could do differently. I've also been catching up on Mighty Nein. not Mighty Nine. Legend of Vox Machina, because I didn't watch the most recent season, but I've been loving catching up on that as well. Campaign 2 has a special place in my heart because it's kind of like where I really started religiously watching Critical Role. I don't watch it religiously anymore, but when I was watching it is when Campaign 2 was going on, and I was there till the end, so I really enjoyed watching it and then going back and then catching up with what happened in the past. Yeah, the VODs. Yeah, that's pretty much how I engage with it after a certain point, because it's on way too late for me. I sound like an old man, but since they're on West Coast time, man, they play their game, or they're getting started at like 8. I think usually the first break is around midnight, so I definitely can't watch the whole thing. What I would often do is I would watch the stream until midnight, and then I would watch the stream until midnight, and then up until they got to the first break, and then I would stop and I would go to bed. That's what I usually did. But now I'm far behind on Campaign 4, and I need to go back and watch all the VODs again. So, you know, it is what it is. Campaign 4 is very different, but I've been loving it from what I've been able to catch of it. Just getting these highlights on the robe. Yeah, it's really hard when everybody has to like come in and out constantly. That was one of the things that I was kind of like, okay, where are we going with this? Is this going to be what all campaign is like? I've heard it is not. So they've split up into the groups that they were planning on from the beginning. I knew it was going to be tough because you have so many people in the campaign. but I think like every session is like a different table now. When I was watching like the season like stuff where they were talking about the campaign, they mentioned that they were going to split everybody off into different tables, and that there would be some crossover eventually, but everybody would have like their quote-unquote home. So, which I would not have called Sam Riegel as being at the soldiers' table, but you know, hey. He just never struck me as like the combat-focused type, but there he is. I definitely thought Travis Willingham would be at the soldiers' table. He's always liked preferred combat and like that kind of thing in D&D to the role play and the schmaltzy stuff. And it's funny because I've been watching a lot of clips recently talking about how he explicitly said, like early on in his D&D career, where he was like, you know, I don't do romance in D&D, and then they just had a huge live show which was just Ford and Jester's wedding, which I thought was very funny. Last highlight on the robes. Oh, you watched the wedding? Yeah, I haven't seen that live show yet. I've got to go and see if I can catch it somewhere. I think it's on Beacon. So I'll check that out when I get a chance. I might end up subscribing to Beacon. Just because I am a sucker. I need to do that and Dropout. Because Travis has been bothering me to subscribe to Dropout for a long time. And I've been meaning to. It's just, you know, I have so many subscriptions already. I need to drop some so that I can subscribe to it. Okay. Okay, I believe that is it for the old robes. Yeah, it might be on their YouTube. I don't know. We're going to do one more highlight on the inner robes. This is the... These are too much for this. There we go. That's it. That's it for the robes. He also has this, like, hood thing going on up here at the top. I don't really pay too much attention to it. I'm wondering if that is... I also could see his neck. I don't know, chat. What do we think? Is this hood up at the top here? Is this hood part of his robes? Or do we think it's part of his headdress and it's like metal? It kind of looks... Let's get the phone a little closer. Maybe that'll make focus a little bit more. Kind of looks like it might be part. I don't see a texture on it. That's the only thing. Because he's got like this crown on. So the only reason why I'm hesitant is that but it does look like a separate piece. So know that this crown is definitely metal. But is this like a chainmail coif? I don't see any texture on it. So that's my only thing that's making me feel like this is part of his robe. A little bit of the neck is showing. Yeah, that's what I would think. This is going to be like one of the rare occasions where I'm going to look up some art. Let's see. HeroQuest 2021 Dread Sorcerer. Let's look at images. I want to see the card. I don't want to dig through my thing and find the card, but maybe I will, because I'm not seeing it on here. Hang on, let me go get the card for this monster. You guys will still be able to hear me thanks to the magic of wireless microphones. I'm just rummaging through my HeroQuest material right now. Hey, look at that. Monster cards are right on top. Okay. Oh, great. I should have known. The monster cards don't have... the Hero Dread Sorcerer doesn't have a monster card. There's something I should have already known. Okay, I'm looking at the box art, though. Ooh, probably in the game manual. There's probably a picture of him in the game manual. I usually don't bother with the official art because I paint everything so differently. There isn't a picture of him in the game manual. It's very silly. Ah! What about the first Light game manual, huh? Anything. Nothing. No help. Looking at the box art, though, and you guys can't see it because I'm not going to bring my phone over there. The box art shows that this hood is part of the robes. So it's like the same color because the box art shows him to be purple and gold, which are the colors that I painted the Witch Lord. So I wanted to paint this guy differently. So the hood was part of the robes in that. So that is what we will do. We will paint the hood as though it is part of the robes. Because it makes sense. Guy's wearing a hooded robe. And he puts a crown on top. Sure. Do I sound convinced? I could paint it however I want. And I am, but... you know, I just want to make sure the theming is right. I've seen people paint it both ways online, but it definitely doesn't look metal, and I don't want to have to add another color to my palette, quite honestly. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear my child screaming in the background. She's probably hungry or gassy. Her mama's here, so she's got it for now. But I help quite a bit. I was in there pretty much all last night trying to get her to go to sleep. Because she just seemed so hungry and she had been fed like pretty recently. But she was insisting that, trust me, I'm hungry. Give me more food. You know, now I see it all out in the open. I definitely think making this part of the, making like this like a hood is the right call. It looks very cool this way. I think I missed some bits though. Kind of looks like it's bunched up. Like there. Hi. Okay. I'll be on in just a second. Yes, in response to your question, Irish, Ali is still absolutely smitten with her. He loves her to pieces. Hi, Rom. Willkommen. I was just informed that food has been prepared. For me. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a pretty darn good big brother too, because he seems very much like he likes having a big sister or a little sister, or likes being a big brother. Is what I meant to say. Sound like your neighbors when I say Willkommen. I don't know how to speak German, that's why. Hey, Lucky! Thanks for the resub. I appreciate you. Work. If you mean work on my minis, it's coming along great. As I told everybody at the beginning of the stream, I actually I was fired 2 weeks after working that last job, so that's fun. But yeah. Yeah, everybody pops in just as soon as just as soon as I'm about to go eat food, but I'll probably just go take a break and come back. Which Dark Lord do we face tomorrow? My pop's on the YouTube chat. We'll be facing this one because it's the Witch Lord. That's the one. This guy. Automod caught it. I'll allow it. I'll allow twats. Yeah. Hey, all my peeps. I'm loving all the peeps coming into the chat as we're painting this unholy abomination. Just getting this little, like, it's like a bunched up bit of the robe here in the neck. This is what we're doing. Yeah, I think the hood, I think yeah, painting it as a hood is a good call. It's a good call. Yeah, it's kind of bunched up all at the bottom here, so I couldn't see that earlier. And there's like he's got like a thing around on the back. It's like part of like, or like, it's like a necklace kind of dealio, it looks like. I don't know. But there we go. I think we're good with the robe, the hood up at the top. Alrighty. I was adding a little bit more highlight to this back of the robe because it looks like there's just a little bit of spots where it just kind of like peters off and looks weird. Yeah, I love how this robe is coming out. Really liking this color. And it'll look good with the metallics too once I put them on. All right, so I'm going to be right back. So just hang out, enjoy yourselves for just a second. Be right back. Back. Hope everybody is having. Hope everybody's having a wonderful afternoon. I'm going to finish up a couple of things, and I'm going to go eat some lunch, and then we'll call it a little bit of a short stream, but I might pick it up again later in the afternoon, and everybody can come back and hang out. Yeah. If that's agreeable to everyone, that is. I want to make sure I work with everyone's schedule. I'm joking. But, yeah. So let's go ahead and get some metallics on this bad boy. Let's start with the bronze, because I think that's going to be the biggest part of the metallics. We are going to have a little bit of silver and a little bit of gold, too, because, you know, I'm extra like that. Just looking for the right one. Alright, so that's the brass we're going to use. And we just need our silver. Okay, so we're going to start off with our brass, which is going to be Overlord brass. So I'm just going to pop this on, and we're going to pop the metallics on, and then we're going to call it. So the brass is going to be this big chest piece here. Of course, it wraps around to the back. Oops, that's probably a little bit too much paint on the old brush there, but you know what? It's okay. Okay, this is also going to be the crown. we go. Okay, and then we'll also do his staff in the bronze. Because in my mind is like a spellcaster. He can like channel his. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? The metallic pulls it all together. But yeah, in my mind as a spellcaster, like he kind of like his staff and his crown are like his spellcasting focuses or whatever, because they're like, you know, they seem to be the most prominent things on him. My watch was just informing me that it was time to stand. And to that I say, you don't own me. Okay. Very nearly done. There we go. What's that for the capper? Ooh, the best streamers, viewers on Streamboo. Well, I definitely have to ban you. Be gone, bot! Yes, exactly. Okay. Now we're just gonna do quickly the gold and silver. And I'll finish this guy later because I need to eat something. we're using dwarven iron for our silver. We're gonna do this little like scale mail here on the robe, like he's like, looks like little lamellar plates. If you know, you know. Looks like there's a touch of bronze here, and that I should also do. Very point. I somehow missed. All right. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing little places of bronze that I missed. For noms, I got some mozzarella sticks and a salad. We're gonna add some dragon's gold for our gold. This will be the last metallic that we need to put on. And call it there. All right, so we got this dread emblem here, which is going to be gold. I'm also hearing my stomach growling as I'm painting this, so I'm definitely need to eat some lunch. Oops. Moved out. It is yummy. My fatty salad and some mozzarella sticks. All right, and the last thing that we'll paint the gold is he's got these little wrist things on both hands. Okay. There we go. Alright, just a real quick hit of bronze over here. There we go. And we are going to call this not done, but mostly done. Now I just need to go in and add the shades and the highlights, the metallics, which I will do next time I hop on, which may be later today, might be tomorrow, but I might try to hop on a little earlier tomorrow, just to get some more stream time in besides, like, you know, hopping on and then pretty much immediately having like an hour later saying like, oh, gotta hop out, lunch is ready. But I had a lot of setup that I needed to do before I hopped on the stream today because I hadn't streamed in a while, so stuff wasn't cooperating with me, so I had to rework my setup in some places to get back to where I was. But hopefully this is the beginning of me streaming more often and me painting more often, because I need to do both of those things. But I keep seeing places where I need to add bronze, but I'll stop. Okay. But thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope everybody had a good time. I had fun doing this again. I always do. But at any rate, let me just... Hey, there's a skeleton back there. Thanks for hanging out. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to do more of this. So, if you aren't subscribed and you're watching, subscribe to the channel. Help me prove to my wife that I can do content creation full time. But thanks for hanging out. Love you too, Lucky. And we'll see you all the next time I stream. Keep an eye on this space. Bye-bye.